Right, Amer, welcome back again and thank you. You have to leave and we have to talk about very selective things. So, if you had to, as an Arab living in Israel, we were talking about the rights and to marry and to have a family and the right to peace. It's hardly just a very good situation that we would want for all citizens of a country, right? I mean, but that is also we know of eugenics and whatnot, right? So, what other do you have your own sort of a newspaper or any other means of communication within the larger community? One is that, and two, anything else that you want to talk about living in Israel as an Arab. How do you feel? And about the whole situation. You are free to talk about everything and
I
anything.
think in case of news, I try not to consume a lot of it, and I manage to get my my news from different places. So I don't think there's any objective ones. In Israel, you have Haaretz, it's a newspaper, a news site that they do a very good how do you call it? Reporting, yeah, and I think much more objective and critic than other newspapers. But I managed to do like different types. You have the Channel 14 in Israel, which is a new one. I think in the last 2-3 years, it started broadcasting, and it's like the extreme right wing. So if you watch them in the news they produce, you will see that you can see and understand the right wing politics in Israel.
Yeah, which is there. Right wing in Israel is big because at their weddings, they even sing these songs that we will occupy more territory, right?
You have these like I mentioned before, these are the type of people that have like really
Extremist views.
extremists and have like a really
Hatred.
good power now.
Yeah.
But overall, I think I wish for everybody, I think all over the world, to give time and understanding the situation, because I always start by stating that it's much more complicated than people think. People usually just hear on a surface level and decide if it's something they support or do not support. But it's much more. There's much more to it than just like Palestine and Israel. Even in Israel, you have like different Israelis, Jews that have different ideologies, and not everyone is the same. And Arabs in Israel, they're different than Gazans in the West Bank. And there's much more to it than what people think usually. So
Yeah, I mean, the Gazans just got wiped away. They just got assassinated. And my fear is that, what Netanyahu is saying, that there will be nobody left to kill anymore, and then Israel killing machine will stop.
Because the war started with the logo until the complete victory.
Right.
So it's like a statement, but what do you mean complete victory? When do we literally
But
go?
hold on and let me ask you something more complicated. We can go on talking about this, and you know that I support, peace, and I support the rights of the Palestinians very much, which is different from the militancy of Hamas completely, right? They are being asked terrible questions by being bombed like this. What can you do, right? That's the question that they are being asked, but they don't have an answer. They are just dying. My point is, where is the Hamas in all of this? They are now, Hamas leadership is someplace else. Are there still any Hamas strongholds in Israel inside?
Not much. I think the top leaders are in Qatar, which Israel tried to bomb a couple of days ago. But they're out there. They're out of Gaza, not in the region. And what's left? Not much left in Gaza right now. In Hamas leaders.
Yes, and we also talked about that the leaders, the world leaders, all of them.
Yeah.
Our US President Donald Trump, I don't know why I'm saying our, because I almost was going to get a green card and I was, totally robbed of my status. It's a very long story. We are not talking about me, we are talking about you and Palestine right now. So, but still, it's a country that I once belonged to. So my point is, including Donald Trump, who is championing so much peace and trying to mediate and have talks with and talking to Russia. We are not talking about Russia right now, but we are talking about this. And David Clinton tried to do this when Yasser Arafat was there. I mean, apart from the fact that he got a Nobel Peace, Palestine never got anything.
Yeah.
So, the French President Emmanuel Macron and Keir Starmer, the Labour Prime Minister, my point is, why don't they intervene in a real sense and ask the Hamas leaders in Qatar to come to a negotiating table?
Yeah. I really don't know.
And sit face to face with this killer Israeli leader. I'm calling him a killer. I'm sorry. This is not, I'm freelancing. So, I'm not bound by a channel right now. But he's killing people openly and the whole world is allowing it.
Yeah.
So why don't they do something about it? Qatar is a small country, for God's sake.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think my guess is like there's some kind of political power that we don't firmly understand. If like there's
that's the
interest,
thing. It's a very unclear picture.
very unclear picture.
Because where is Hamas in all this? Where are the hostages? They were released, like the whole world watched in horror. Where are they coming from inside Palestine, and the Palestinians, so many had to be assassinated, who had no role in their abduction. So where is, there's so much we don't understand. Help us.
I also need help in that, in that sense.
I know, yeah.
But I think there's like a great effect from the US in these situations. Other countries can't really have an effect on Israel because of the US holding them behind. And I think the politics of Israel, I think a lot of different countries depend on Israel at some point, even if it economically or military. So they have these cards that they can use, and other countries can intervene. And I don't know if countries also they have their own interest in intervening.
Yeah.
So why go?
I mean, are all of these? I'm sorry to ask this. Are all of these Muslim countries, in the name of standing up for the rights of a Muslim community of Palestinians, letting them just being martyred, and they're not doing anything? They're harboring Hamas. Why don't they just force Hamas to surrender and call for peace?
Yeah, because it's I think it's complicated. People don't differentiate
between
Hamas and Palestine, which is very wrong.
Very wrong. No, people differentiate.
Yeah,
people do differentiate. My question is, why is the rest of the world not intervening and asking, the Hamas leadership?
Yeah.
Because they can't. But they can, if they are hiding in Qatar. Qatar is a small country. It can be brought to its knees by the U.S. Why did U.S. bomb Iran?
Yeah, but Qatar is a very strong economic country, so they have their own free will.
Didn't Saddam Hussein set fire to oil fields, oil wells in Qatar?
I think in Qatar he tried to attack Kuwait, which the US intervened back then and started the war. But they have the US back, so
I mean, they finished Iraq at one point in time.
Yeah.
So if the US wants, it can bring Qatar to its knees.
But they don't want to do that.
Yeah, but why don't they want to do that if they are fighting terror? I mean, the rest of the people don't want to do it in the neighborhood is understandable. you
But
know.
I think money is much more powerful than
Yeah,
terror.
and it's just that the whole world wants the war to continue. The weapon
Uh,
makers, it's the same gun lobby that's killing people in states as well.
yeah, you have a lot of wars going around the world that people fund them for money. But I think no, at the end, if you have terror that not directly in your country, there's no right. It's not rational to go see it and fight it. I think the US just I think they're symbol of freedom and fighting for freedom. But I think at the end they're just searching for the best economic solution they can get. And if they have a choice between fighting terror and having a strong economic, I think they would choose economic and not fighting terror. And I think that's the case with Qatar. They don't mind them having Hamas right there, as long as they bring them money and oil.
Oh my God. Well, thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm very honored and I wish the very best to the region. To you personally, may you have all the dreams fulfilled that you have. Thank you again and good luck.
Thank
Bye.
you very much.
Thanks,
Thanks for having
Amer.
me.